Brock Purdy, a quarterback that was on a run that we have never seen before. A rookie quarterback. He was the last pick of last year's draft. Just shined at the end of the season. Maybe because the right teams fell in his lap with the Buccaneers not playing well at the time that he came into that game, his first game of his career, playing Tom Brady, winning that game. But Brock Purdy had the excitement for all the 49er fans to believe that he was the quarterback of the future of this organization after Trey Lance didn't show much of anything this year before he hurt his ankle and he was out for the season. Then Jimmy Garoppolo came in, hurt his ankle and his foot, and he was out for the season. So Brock was a guy that was sitting as a third-string quarterback. We've seen this before. Ask Tom Brady. He was a fourth-string quarterback. This kid played well in games where he played competitive. He didn't put up bad numbers. He put up great numbers. Going into the playoffs, knocking off Seattle, knocking off Dallas. Did he have a great game against Dallas? He did against the Seahawks. Didn't have a great game against a great defense. And then going to this Eagles game, I really thought that the Eagles were going to really put pressure on him to make the throws quick. And boy, did they ever. This was the first game that we saw Dominican Sue start on that defensive line with the Eagles, with Cox on the line and all those guys coming at him and putting pressure on him. They hit him, and they kept hitting him in the first quarter until Brock Purdy got beaten up and his hand got bent back. The ball came out, and he torn his UCL, and he's going to be out for at least 6 months, might be out for the whole season next year. A tear in your UCL, that's Tommy John surgery, and a lot of baseball players, pitchers, it took them 12, 13 months to heal up on an injury like that. But not only that, the 49ers just were outclassed, outplayed by a better team. Now, I'm not saying the 49ers defense couldn't compete with the Eagles, but the Eagles, they were just getting healthy defensively. They got Johnson back. They added pieces before the playoffs even started. They were getting healthy, and now this defense was at full strength. Now, the 49ers had the best defense all season long, and their defense played fantastic against Jalen Hurts. They kept him to 120 yards, and they tried to keep him in the box and made him throw in a place where he wasn't comfortable in. But Jalen Hurts, with his ability and the way he runs the ball and the way he uses his running backs, his wide receivers in these slant passes, he kept his team open to make plays. And as soon as Brock Purdy was out, and then they brought Johnson in, and then he got hurt, and then Brock Purdy had to come back, and everybody knew he wasn't throwing the ball, the game was over. I'll say this again about Kyle Shanahan. You were running the ball very, very well with Christian McCaffrey. Why did you stop handing him the ball? You couldn't throw the ball. The only guy that was doing anything on the field was Christian McCaffrey. Why did you stop running the ball to him? Why did you stop throwing hitch passes to him or screen passes to him so he can do what he's good at? Because after Brock Purdy came back into the game, everybody knew all he was going to do was run the ball. So you started to give the ball to Deebo Samuel, and you started running the ball with Kittle when the only guy that was giving you yards was Christian McCaffrey. And in the second half, you just didn't give him the ball enough. That was an embarrassing game for Kyle Shanahan and the San Francisco 49ers. And I don't want to hear it on social media for all the 49er fans to say that if Brock Purdy was playing in this game, the game would have been won by the 49ers or it would have been closer. How do you know?
There's no definitive thing that the Niners would have won that game because the Eagles were still outmatching them up front. You saw the Niners' interior offensive line really struggle again for the second straight week. And I know they got away with it to some extent against Dallas, but you can't get away with it against Fletcher Cox and Javon Hargrave and Ndamukong Suh. This is the deepest interior group in the league, and they definitely showed it. Kyle Shanahan definitely deserves a little bit of the blame, too, for leaving Brock Purdy in as kind of a decoy as long as he did. Like, I get it initially. Maybe you're trying to throw the Eagles off. Maybe they're thinking, okay, maybe Purdy can play and not knowing the injury, but at some point, they figured it out. Nobody threw a pass past the line of scrimmage. Also, why are you blocking Hassan Reddick with Tyler Kroft is beyond me. You have George Kittle, who's the best blocking tight end in the league, and Kyle Juszczyk, who's a great blocking fullback. Two good tackles, and yet you block Hassan Reddick with Tyler Kroft. Made absolutely no sense.
49ers only had 2 first downs in the entire second half. Jimmy G was smiling on the sideline, as well as he should, because he'll be smiling his ass out of San Francisco as Kyle Shanahan at the end of the season after the knockout NFC title game, he spoke to the press, said that more than likely Jimmy G and the 49ers are parting ways. So it's going to be up to Trey Lance and Brock Purdy. I believe Trey Lance will start the season as the starting quarterback with this injury to Brock Purdy. I don't know when Brock Purdy's going to come back and if he's ever going to be the same. When you tear your UCL, and everybody says pitchers come back even better. This is football. You throw the ball, it's a different throwing rotation. So I don't know if Brock Purdy's ever going to be the same or as accurate as he was when he came out of college. So
Exhibit A, look at Josh Allen this year.